Hey guys, this is Total Gamer 95, and I'm back with another tutorial. This is a follow-up on our model making tutorials, and this one is on how to make proper textures and how to make proper UV renders. So first off, we're going to go back into our Autodesk, and we are going to load up our max file that we saved, which is this, and this is just our pipe thing that we made. Pretty simple, just a cylinder. There's only one poly in here, but anyways, we're gonna go back over to our modify tab and go to our unwrap UVW, which still should be there. Double click space and edit. This is all covered in my other tutorial, which was 3 parts, I believe. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these blocks here together because they probably should be together. So I'm just going to select one of them and hit our move and move it on to this one. Alright. And it's just basically a matter of making sure everything looks good and looks right. It's not good. This one isn't lined up properly. Something line these up again. So this is all basically just putting them together. You can probably skip this part of the video. But it's just that it's easier to actually texture when everything's done. Alright, so there you go. Now we have those together, and I'm going to scale this up so that it can be more detailed than some of the other parts. First what I'm going to do is rotate it so it sits, so I have a bigger area, you know what I'm saying. I really hate this rotate tool. Whatever, okay, now I'm just going to scale it up a little bit. Alright. So now I'm just going to move this down here. I'm going to scale this up a little bit too. And I'm also going to scale this one up. And move this over here. And there you go. Now that looks pretty good. And so I'm going to go Tools, Render UVW Template, and this is all set already. And then I'll have something look like this. And yeah, I think that's fine. So I'll go with this. Save image and put it in the UV file. And I'm going to overwrite this old UVW BMP. Alright. And I can exit out of that. And we can also exit out of our Autodesk. Alright, so now we are ready to, whoops, okay, there we go. Now we are ready to edit that UV in Photoshop. So we are going to open up either Photoshop or open up some sort of photo editing software. GIMP is the free version of Photoshop, but I would recommend Photoshop just because there's the NVIDIA tools, which allows you to make bump maps, which allows you to do a lot of cool stuff. So we're gonna go File, Open, and we're gonna open our UV. All right. So we're gonna go Control Shift N to create a new layer. And usually I would name them, but it's not really important for this because I don't really care about it. And I'm going to make a dark gray base for the top and bottom here. And I want my transform tool so I can make it a little bit bigger. And then move it on top. You want to try and make sure that there aren't any of those edges that are showing from the UV. I think that might be a little bit too big, so let's scale it down a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. So now we're going to add in some dodges and burn. Dodge is making it lighter, and burn is making it darker. And these are to add highlights and shadows. So before we're allowed to actually go onto this shape, we have to right click on our layers and say rasterize layer. And now you can see it looks like that. And we also decrease the area a little bit. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to go to our burn tool, sorry, dodge. And we're going to make a pretty big size, but medium hardness, which is the actual impact of it. And so we are going to make sure your exposure is at about 10%. Then we're just going to go around, the edge, just like that a little bit. And we're going to keep getting smaller and smaller with our brush. And once you get to some of the smaller brushes, you also want to start not moving as far across the shape. And there you go. Now you have a little bit of a highlight on that one side. And now we're going to make a shadow using our burn tool. In the burn, you don't really need to have you don't really need to have smaller and smaller brushes. You can just sort of overlay it. It looks about the same. So yeah. And right, that looks pretty good. Alright, so now we're gonna go filter, noise, add noise. And this is gonna add some of this makes it look a little bit more metal. It has some it makes it look bumpy and not smooth. Now we're gonna go to blur tool and just blur some of our highlights here. And next we're going to add in some stretches. So we're going to go to our dodge tool, make the size pretty small, about 5, and just sort of add in random stretches. Alright, so that's good. This is going to be our top, I believe, so that's why we had that highlight on it. And this one, I think, is the bottom, so we don't really need that many highlights on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we have that same metal base, and we're going to duplicate this layer if you want to